We come out of isolation mode, go to a front view. We've got our eyelid working with that material on it. Come down, close it down a little bit, we can rotate it around. There's a bunch of stuff we can do, but that'll become a lot more apparent as we move forward and we move on to the rigging, which is just in a little while. We've just got to finish off our materials for the eyeball. So that's pretty much the modeling that we need for this character, and we're going to quickly jump into Photoshop now and do some modeling. In fact, just before we jump into Photoshop, the only thing we need to do in Photoshop is the iris design. So we'll just select our eyes, and we'll come into our layer manager and we'll hide the body, and we're just going to select our eyeball, and at the moment it's called eye proxy, so we'll just rename that to eyeball, and we'll select our eyelid, and we'll rename that eyelid, and we'll select our cornea, there's our cornea there, and then the last one is our circle, which is our pupil. So I'll go OK to that, and that means, and if I just hit H to bring those up, we've got our pupil, we've got our cornea, we've got our eyelid, and our eyeball. So that's fine for now, and we can move on to some materials. I'm just going to bring up my, remember as I mentioned before, we've got to make sure we've got some lighting happening so that we know how our materials are working. So let's just bring up our layer manager again and unhide our body, and just slide our layer manager out of the road, and we're going to create a key light to start with. So let's go to our lighting in the creation tab, bring up our standard lights. We're going to use a target direct, and we're going to drag off from the bottom left here. We're in a top view, somewhere into the center there. Then we're going to right click on top view, go into the views and direct. So we're now looking through the light, just so that we can work out where we are with it. And now we're going to just use the center mouse button just to move. We can also use